hold on. Wait a second. You think that being different is a bad thing. You think, oh, I'm so different than everyone else. I don't seem to think the same way as everyone, and I kind of live my life a little bit differently. That's bad. That's a beautiful thing. Because guess what? You know those times where, you meet, maybe you're in a new environment, you start a new job, you go to a new school, whatever it is, you go somewhere new and you're spending some time there and you're meeting a bunch of different people, right? You might not be getting really close to people, but you're meeting a bunch of people, right? And you might notice, it seems like so many of the people I'm meeting are like the same person in a different body. And then out of, let's say, those 10 people that you meet, one of them is a little bit different. And you go, this person's kind of interesting. They got a little mystery to them. They're passionate about other things. They enjoy this hobby and that. So the point is, you like them and you found them interesting because they were different. So why are you looking at yourself and that you think you're a little bit different and you're seeing that as a bad thing, as a negative thing? It's a beautiful thing. And it's something to embrace because it's okay to be different. In fact, in most cases, I'd say it's better. And you don't want to be different just to be different. But if you are different, embrace that. Most people take their life trajectory and do the same thing as everyone else. And I'm not, and by that I mean, let's say, you go and you get a job and you work till you're 65 and you retire and blah, blah, and then that's it, right? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Because a lot of people are okay with that. But most people are not. Most people live their lives unhappy. They get to the end of their lives and they ask themselves, wow, I just wasted my entire life. Because, it's people, everybody, I think deep down is different. But the majority of people don't embrace that. And so they act like everyone around them, and they're so influenced by their friends and their family members that they can never really discover who they are. So they go throughout their entire lives trying to be somebody they're not. And they reach the end and, well, it's too bad, right? Too bad that I spent my entire life trying to please other people, and too bad I never embraced my gifts, and too bad I never acted like myself. It's too bad. It really is. And it's an unfortunate reality for so many people. And it's devastating. Imagine waking up when you're 70, 80, and you look back and you have that without you never really realized it. It was always in the back of your mind, but only then it really hit you when you woke up that morning. You're like, wow, I didn't do what I wanted to do with my life. What do I do now? And now you're left with the rest of your life suffering because you're like, well, I wanted to do this. I wanted to experience this with this person. I wanted to do this situation. And I wanted to go skydiving or whatever it was. But you didn't do it. It's too bad, isn't it? It's too bad. And so you have to embrace being difficult and chase your passion. And maybe your passion and maybe your desire won't be your main focus right now. Maybe you're in school or maybe you're stuck in a job you don't like right now, and things might not change overnight, right? But you need to find time to do the things that make you different. If you have a certain passion, if you're an artist, whether it's drawing or painting or making music or anything that makes you you and allows you to embrace your true self, take time out of your day to do that, no matter what. Because I don't have time. Nobody has time. We all have 24 hours, and around 8 of those we have to sleep, unless you get less sleep, which also is not good. You need sleep in order to maintain cognitive functioning, especially when you're older. So you don't want to be a vegetable and not being able to think when you're older. Anyway, nobody has time, right? I can't work out today. I can't draw for an hour today. You can. It's about priorities, because this is what I guarantee. I guarantee there is something, or maybe multiple things that you're doing in your life, your life most likely every day that are distractions and are unnecessary for you to do. I think one thing that most of us can acknowledge is, it seems if I look at my screen time, I kind of spend at least an hour or two scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on TikTok. What if I took that hour, that 2 hours, and I drew, or I went to the gym, or I worked on that new beat or that new song, right? So we all have time, no matter, because let's say you work a job and it's from 9 to 5, and you don't, let's assume you don't have a family, you don't have kids to take care of, right? After you get off at 5 and you're home, what are you doing with your time? And maybe you do have other stuff going on, right? I don't know your life, but most of the time you do have time. And you might be, I'm tired after work, so I'm just gonna watch TV until I go to bed. And yeah, it's tough to change those patterns, right? If you're so used to just going home and watching TV or scrolling, it's comfortable, right? Nobody wants to go out of the comfort zone because our brains are wired to stay in what's comfortable. That's why everybody stays in abusive relationships and friendships, because the brain is comfortable with that person there. Well, we're all afraid of being lonely, but that's a different topic. You have the time to incorporate what you need to do in your life to make yourself better. It's with anything. If you feel like you're too skinny or you're too fat, get in the gym. Start going for walks. Go for a run, right? Start somewhere. And that's the most difficult part. It's what everyone says. The most difficult part is starting, and that is so true. But once you start, you get the momentum. So, let's say you get off of work at 5, 30-minute drive home, you get home 5:40, right? Ish, right? When you get home, if you don't just watch TV until 10 p.m. and then go to bed, if you decide to, I'm gonna start painting. I'm just gonna start, right? All you have to do is start. Literally, that's all you have to do. Because once you start, you are going to get in the mode of it, and you're going to be more motivated to do it. I promise you that. The hardest thing is starting. Once you pick up the canvas and you start I don't paint, but once you pick up to use that as an example, once you have the canvas written out and you think you have an idea of your mind of what you want to draw or paint, and you just start. The second the pen or whatever it's called hits the canvas, you just go from there. It just clicks, and you just think of what you're gonna do next, and it flows, right? You get into the flow state. I'm sure it's with painting, with music, with writing, with anything you're passionate about. You'll get into the flow state, and I promise you that. The difficult part is starting. So all you have to do is start. Realize that you have the time. You just have to make the time. Figure out if you actually sit down with yourself and think, all right, where are my priorities at? What am I actually spending my time doing? You probably have time to incorporate, even if it's just a few minutes, even if you can only paint for 10 minutes a day. That's still going to, help you, be more creative and incorporate that passion into your life when everything else in your life might suck. Your job might suck, you're going to school, everything might suck, right? And maybe you only have 10 minutes, but if you can take that 10 minutes to do that thing that you actually enjoy, it's going to make a difference. It might not be the hugest difference, but it might just put you in a better mood. It might just make you a little bit more creative. It might just elevate your life and your day.